When I'm telling you that the mollusk lore goes so hard, I'm not joking. The mollusk lore goes so hard. This is a member of the Itang genus of sea slug. And bitch, yes, they are on a fucking leaf. On the land. The Itang genus is very, very fascinating because they spend a lot of their time in intertidal zones and up on the coast, like on rocks, you know? But there's one species that I find super fascinating, and they are called Itang marafugitus. I'm sorry if I butchered that. There aren't any like pictures of Itang marafugitus in particular, but it looks probably very similar to another member of the Itang genus. The name Itang is a reference to a type of shadow puppet that is in Thailand. And marafugitus is Latin for fleeing the sea. And it is a pretty good name for it, because Itang marafugitus spends 100% of its time on the land. And I know what you're thinking, like, who cares? There's a bunch of fucking slugs all over the place, like, on the land. What's the big deal? Most of those land slugs that you see were actually at one point snails. And through millions of years of evolution, they transformed from being snails to being slugs. This is a process known as limicization. This might sound like a similar word because there's a very similar phenomenon that happens with crustaceans where a lot of them evolve into turning into crabs, and this is called carcinization. So most of the slugs that you see on land were actually once snails that evolved into slugs at one point. And we have evidence of this through a bunch of animals called semi-slugs that are in this midway evolutionary point between being a snail and being a slug. Itang marafugitus is completely unique because it just skipped over the snail step and came right out of the water and evolved to start to live on the land. And this challenges a lot of ideas about the way that mollusks are able to evolve, the way they're able to adapt to terrestrial environments. It was long believed that the only reason that gastropods were able to evolve onto land is because they had a shell that was able to retain a lot of the water that they're going to lose by drying up on on land. Itang marafugitus actually challenges this idea, so that's really fascinating, and I feel like we're one step closer to getting like land fucking octopuses.